Yes. Good evening, and welcome to these very emotional feelings that has kicked in. Maybe in the last 48 hours. The reality of it is, it's a different thing when you see pictures, when you see images, when people type and copy and paste of the level of poverty in Nigeria. But not until you are really on ground to see it on the face me I face you, you understand what it takes. I'll repeat that again. It is very easy for us to see so much images. Images flies in and out on Facebook, millions and millions of that. But seeing that poverty level on a day-to-day is just unimaginable, unthinkable. How human beings that have the resources, those that says they are leading us, whether they have human feelings, I don't understand. You go out every day. How many people as an individual can you give money to? It's just not possible. And it's just as simple as that. No matter how much you as an individual have, and you go out every day, and you come back home, you will, inside you still thinks that you have not done anything out there, because the system is not just on a plain ground for any average Nigeria living in the country. I'll just give you, I won't go too far. I will only give you a scenario of today. I was going down to Ikeja, and while I was in the traffic, I don't even know what to call it in English. And I saw the man, with so much sport. Maybe somebody might be able to, give me a name for it. Sport from all over the body. Sport, and I'm talking about big chunk sport. And the question I was saying in my brain is, number one, it shouldn't even be in the sun with that, whatever disease it is. But he's out there begging for 100 naira, 20 naira, 10 naira. And you just, I came back home. That's just one person. There were two of them, but the other one I will explain to you. And I came back home now and I'm just thinking, what the hell is going on? And we have minor gate. If those that watched sunrise this morning, you'll be so upset with what was said during that conversation, with senior advocate of Nigeria, Robert Clark, giving us explanation of this minor gate issue. Someone that actually, was accused or whatever of 17 billion, but 2 billion alone was traced from his own account, spent with his own family. And there's this young man on Ikeja. I'm sure if someone goes to Ikeja tomorrow, that's why I said, how many pictures can I post on Facebook? How many videos do I have to do on a live streaming every day? It just gives you headache. It's just unthinkable that in 2017, we don't have a health system that can take care of an average person that is living here. Let's put that to one side. The other guy had the right leg sworn up like if more than 3 times a football. And if you don't believe me, I'll go back to Keja tomorrow and I'll do a live stream of that. Because we just drove past it. I looked at the leg and I'm sure how many dignitaries will probably pass through that area. And this is a country, let's even say we are making, based on the estimate of the crude oil, we're still trying to blame the previous government. We're not talking about the previous government now. Let's put something in place now for free health care for everybody. I spoke to a friend of mine, outside Lagos, just about 25 minutes or less. She was admitted to the hospital for pain. And in less than 2 days, 25,000 naira bill. How much is salary? How much is the salary for an average person? I can tell you now, we still have electricity, but maybe in another 3 hours, it's gone. Every 10 o'clock. And that goes till we burn the generator from 10 o'clock to at least 6:30 in the morning. Every day for 7 days. And you expect people to be normal. It seems they're just putting us to be on that leverage of poverty. So that, when they come out and say, come and vote for us, people will just vote. Because the poverty level is just so high. And it is high time that something just has to be done. I don't know. I don't have a solution. But I'm just telling you what I am seeing every day. That maybe some of you will probably see a little bit of it, flash of it, by reading it, maybe some few videos. But if I wanted to be showing you every day, I have the data. I've got enough data. I could show you every day of different. If you go out to Egbeda now, or you go to Yanopaja, at this particular time, you see young children hawking by this time of the night. Is that not poverty? What people have, other countries, we have millions of it in all the 36 states. But yet, the poverty level is just unthinkable. Every day I come back home, I just think, is this Nigeria of 2017? And now everyone, they'll talk about all kind of scheme. And we're not talking about, in every country you will have, people that are rich, middle class, or whatever. Okay, I have someone that wants to join. For a very long time, let's have him joining us, with this. The question is, every 36 state of the country should be free medical. I don't care whether we have that money or we don't have it. Every hospital has to be mandated to allow free medical to all Nigerians, regardless of whether you are in a rural area, whether you live in the city. Because this is what is killing a lot of people. People are dying of, little. I have got cough. I've been ill a little bit myself. But imagine, good evening. I'll let you talk in a few minutes. My very big brother there, Mr. Ayo.
Yeah, hi.
Anyway, let's bring you in.
Hello, hi. Yeah, you go on.
No. I'll let you go.
Basically, I just I just by chance just caught the end of what you're talking about, poverty level in Nigeria, and I felt there was no way I had to just come in and talk about these issues. I've just come back from there not too long ago, so I know when you were showing the videos, the streets you were going through in Lagos, in the VI, in as you were going around, the things that you were that you were talking about, and the people around, you could see the poverty in their eyes. You could see kids trying to sell food, bread on the road, and when these kids should be in school, and then you try and go to hospital when you have a relative that's sick, and you say, right, you want to go and get help, get the hospital to help to treat them. You pay money to somebody to even get seen. And then when you then get the treatment, you pay more money to get the consultation result. And then you pay more money for further treatment. And this is something that the government should provide. See, we have to, listen, I've got to applaud you for the work that you're doing. I have to applaud you because you are bringing to the good and the bad. We all know that the bad outweighs the good in Nigeria at the current point.
Too much.
Let's just be absolutely frank with ourselves. We cannot, this is not even, right now, you know what even really gets me? The poverty level that's in Nigeria is so bad, people are willing to go and die in Libya and then be enslaved in Libya. It's only when they get to the point of death that they start begging, please bring him back home. There's a video I just posted of a young man, yes, that he's begging. You see the video, he's saying, Buhari, please come and get me back, please. And he's in jail, enslaved. He hasn't got the freedom. I'm sorry to say this, but honestly, it's time that our youth, your generation and below, you guys have got to step up. You guys have got to step and tell these guys, we ain't taking this no more. It's sad to go to Nigeria. It is too much. The things you're talking about, you say you go home, but the people you see on the streets, you come back home. People don't even realize this. The generator fumes, they are doing dangerous harm to the health. If you had in UK here, they would close it down. It would be shut down. It would be shut down. So I'm sorry if I'm angry. I'm sorry if I'm angry, but I'm just that country. We could do so much better, and it's time we woke up. This church business, all this church and Muslim business, they can go and shove it. They can go shove it because they're just enslaving people's minds.
It's just too much.
And I understand your frustration. When you were talking now, that's why I had to come and, because I can understand your frustration. And the thing is, and that's you that have a choice. You have a choice. You can go, you know what? I've had enough. Step off. So, listen, I feel you 100%. I feel you. And listen, keep doing what you're doing, but we need to wake our people up.
It is important. It is very, very important.
If we have a government in Nigeria, yeah, and this government, instead of them, we have a company called Ihenacho cars. Now we know the parts are made in China, but they assemble it here. Why not start putting that car as a car that the government officials will be using?
Are buying?
Why not? What's the reason?
They want to buy Mercedes. They want to buy Toyota.
They're buying the Toyota, this cruiser, the post
on Sunday, when I was going to Odogbolo on Sunday, a lot of you have saw those videos. Immediately you leave the express going into Odogbolo, it's everybody knows that there will always be like a checkpoint. There's a custom, there's police. Just less than a 10 feet walking, not even a minute, there was a dead Okada man on the floor.
Well, see,
the policemen were not interested in what is happening in just few meters away from them. And I said to myself, where is this humanity in these people?
We have been look, with our humanity, we've been separated from our humanity, and we have got to recognize we have if you ask people on the street about their history, they don't know. The history they know is only the 60s history. They don't know the history pre colonization. They don't know it. And they don't even know. See, you're hearing this issue about men beating up women. In our own in Oduduwa Kingdom, women were were on high table. They were respected. It's a part of our tradition to respect our women. We don't play with them. But yet, because of our tradition has been so bastardized to the point that people don't even
because people don't want to talk about the tradition itself. Whereas let's look at the roads. The amount of dust you inhale on those roads. I tell people that coming Christmas now, you see a lot of diaspora coming up. They will have a ride taking them from point A to B. But if you're going on the public transport, which I have been going for the last 1 month, you will just cry that what is happening here.
And people will tell you the country is doing fine. We're not doing fine. Let's be frank with ourselves.
It's just as simple as that. The first thing is there must be free health care for everybody. At Egbeda on Sunday, there's this elderly woman, with kind of disability alleged, full grown-up women sitting on the floor. And I'm saying to myself, and everybody was just walking past her like that is just a norm thing.
We've lost humanity 100%. That's what it is. Because people are trying to just get the next meal and the next meal. Look, in Nigeria, I gave people contracts to help me fix a place that I'm staying in. They took the money and they did a shoddy job. Well, I might as well I'm going to have to go and get somebody else to do the job again. That's the level of things that we're faced with. People will tell you, they will promise you heaven and earth, but they will scam you and take the money and they won't do the job.
The ritual is just, people don't see how many of these news of ritual that is still taking place.
It's going on daily.
Because people wants to make fast money. But if the government put the right thing in place, then you won't have to worry about that. No. Everybody wants to drive big cars. Everybody wants to oppress each other.
Here's the thing for me. See, the big cars, we fell into the trap of looking at brands. What's the point of buying a brand if it's not serving your community? Why buy a Rolls Royce if it's not going to give you jobs in your community? Why not buy a car, buy something that you know that it will provide 1,000 jobs in your economic community? Then you know that money is doing something. I just had to. I'm sorry, I have to come in and talk.
Thank you.
But I don't want to take over. But listen, I will listen on, and if I don't listen to this, I will listen afterwards. I really appreciate what you're doing. You carry on, and we'll have to link up when you come back at some point.
I'll definitely do. Thank you very much.
Take care now. Cheers.
Well, you've just heard how you're there. Maybe somebody might want to join as well. I want to make sure I stop this before 10 o'clock news because I know a lot of people. Let's quickly bring in Badiru as quickly as possible because I know everybody would like to watch the 10 o'clock news and I don't want to hold you to ransom to that because I want to follow the 10 o'clock news. While we're waiting for Badiru, I don't have a full solution to the problem, but I want every one of us now to engage closely with our communities, whether in the east, in the north, in the south, wherever it is. Thank you very much. I'm a big mentor there, Uncle Dayo. I've got 10 minutes. I'm still waiting for Badiru to join me. Dayo Lomo Foundation. I was looking at something that was posted just not too long. Just do a little bit. We can't save everybody, but you just do your own little bit. I've been following Susie Ratti as well. She's doing something great, in terms of empowerment. Let's do a lot of these, and I'm sure, the world will be a better place. It looks like, I'm still trying to bring Badiru in. I know somebody's waiting as well, but I want to make sure I want to watch the news. But to be honest with you, I feel sad, in the last, 48 hours. I've never felt sad since I've been in the country, but I came home this morning and I felt very, very sad because we're even talking about the city. When you move outside Lagos, you just cry. Looking at those young, children walking on the express. And you just ask yourself, what the hell is going on in this country? How do we solve this problem? My grandmother died at the age of 92. There's still no electricity. We're still talking about, I'm telling you in the next few minutes now, this electricity issue will go off and then, we'll have to run the generator. How many people can afford the gen? It's not possible. It's not possible. Because I'm sad because, when I look at, the amount of poverty I see outside every day, it just makes me feel, like, why are we not getting things done properly? Why are we not doing the right thing to elevate this poverty when we have the resources? Not that we don't have these resources. We have the resources. We have the manpower. We have the manpower. And there are quite a lot of hardworking, youth out there. Yes, we might have those that are a little bit dodgy, but I can tell you, I go out every day, and it's very difficult. We're still finding it difficult to bring Baderu in, but I've got somebody else that is also waiting, to log in as well. Poor connection. Well, I've got full connection. I can tell you, Baderu. Maybe you're not at home using your own Wi-Fi. I've been using a very, very good, network provider that I've been using, and I've been able to speak to someone in London. So, but let's maybe try it again. Maybe it's just from your side. It would have been nice to bring you in as well. But I'm just waiting to see if I can. Well, it could be the connection, but like I said, I'll just keep trying because I just spoke to Ayo now. Well, all I will say to individual, what I will say to the NGOs, don't give up, continue to do more. Let's add more empowerment. Let's empower a lot of people. No matter how small, no matter how big, do your own little bit. Continue to support, a lot of projects, whether in US, in Canada, in Russia, in Turkey, and also let's campaign more for all the Nigerians that are still in Libya, for the government to do something now and bring them back. I've been told some will be coming back tonight. I'll be following that story. We've been following a lot of, the government official Twitter feed, especially, the Honorable Minister Abike Dabiri. She's working very hard. We've been following her. We hope we will have more, of the Nigerians brought back into the country, because it's just, from my side, I think, okay, well, Badiru, I can tell you that it's probably from your side. Good evening, Mr. Coker. Thank you for joining us. If you just quickly want to tell us where you're based, and so that the listeners and those that are watching us know where you're based as well. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm based in London,
Thank you very much, sir.
I just want to thank you. My name is Dr. Joseph Ayokoka.
Thank you very much for joining us.
I'm one of those Nigerian pioneers that have done certain things in London. I've seen so many things in Nigeria. Like this afternoon, I was going through the FB. I saw a boy of 7 years old. They put a tire around him and burned him to death because he was hungry. They tried to steal a flake of cassava. The boy was killed. I wept this afternoon. I won't lie to you. I said, is this a country? Let me tell you something, my brother. I know a lot of people are listening. Then we Nigerians were full. We like talking, no action. And that is why you see me for some time. I've gone very quiet because I find out there are so many things happening in Nigeria. If you are from diaspora, you want to go into that country to put something straight, I bet you will find yourself running away from the next country, which is Republic of Benin. They would like to assassinate you. They can do anything. Nigeria is a country that, because of what they want, they lost so many things. Bastardize everything. I just came back from Abidjan. My brother was there for 3 weeks. The light didn't blink for 1 second. Their broadband was super, very efficient. I went to their shopping complex. I'm telling you, if you're ever or fufu fall down on the floor, you will pick it and eat it.
Wow.
Clean. They are not as rich as Nigeria. But we Nigerians, we like extravagant life. We want to show off.
Just too much.
When you look at how stupid, let me tell you something. Nigerians are, let me put it like this. They are educated illiterate. When I say educated illiterate, they think that they know everything, but they know nothing. I've got equipment that can power the whole Lagos state with a solar system. It's as big as 40-foot container machine, can power the whole Lagos state electricity. Every year you see, you will look into their budget, billions of dollars, nothing is being done. They share the money among themselves, they squangle all the money, they tell you stories. I tell you something, Nigeria is just like recycling. Why they don't want to educate those young ones is that they say lack of knowledge, my people perish. If those children are not educated, do you think they will do anything? They won't know anything.
Just
so
to
make
cut,
sure that
just to interject there, you did mention two things that have.
They will not have what we call uprising in the country.
The two things you mentioned while you said you were in Abidjan, electricity and broadband. I was in a meeting with young, vibrant Nigerians today, and the question that were coming back to me is, Yomi, we don't need anything from the government. Let them just give us electricity and internet, and we will be competing with China. Just internet and electricity.
Yomi, let me tell you something. Do you know that as of today, we don't have landline? A country who does not have a landline, how will they have good, efficient broadband? Ask yourself that question. Then let us fool ourselves. Let us tell ourselves the truth. In 70s, late 80s,
even up to 90s, up to 95.
You can pick your phone. Now there's no Nitel at all. Because we are chasing wind. You will see Nigeria, it will tell you, you will go to their house, they will have more than 14 cars, 30 cars.
And the road that has no value. And the road that leads to the house is bad, even though they have the money to fix that road.
Not only that, my brother, if you buy a car today, if you want to sell that car next day, it has lose value. They use it as an listen, you see, sometimes there was a day I was crying. You know why I was crying? I stood at the VGC junction, right? I was there. I stood there for about 30 minutes. I was shedding tears. Ask me why. Just say why.
Why?
All the car that was passing, Range Rover, Rolls Royce, Range Rover, they are coming up. They are coming from church. And I asked myself, people are suffering. The roads are bad. You people are riding Rolls Royce, Range Rover. You are showing off. We like showing off. Nigerians like showing off.
And they put security. The security of the country, they have their mopo that they are paying for because they have the money.
Their lifestyle is suffering and smiling. Let me tell you something. We the generation that came here in 80s, like my brother Olayomi, we are all here. Let me tell you something. Our children, they will never go back to Nigeria and go and settle down. If you like, you build a house that costs 10 billion. They will never go back home to say, I want to inherit this house. Most houses built by Nigerians in diaspora, cockroaches and lizards are the one living in that house. I'm telling you the truth. The reason because there is no good infrastructure for the children to fall back and say, I'm going back home. This is what I'm going to go and do. Let me go back to my fatherland and do something to happen. Or let me go back home and go and whatever I've learned from here, let me take it back home. Let me implement it so that people can see what I've done. They are not ready to welcome you. That's why they call the place a zoo. And it's a zoo.
On Friday, when we were heading down to Abeokuta, the beginning of my live stream, a lot of people saw that video. There was an accident right at Oshodi.
Yeah, and, you said so.
And it's just amazed that, like I said, I go out and I see these things every day, and I say to myself, is this going to continue for the next 30 years like this? Are we going to put a stop to it? Are we really serious? Because the government could give that, veto power, whatever they want to call it. Say, look, all hospitals, we will take care of the bill. Let's put it as part of our bad debt. But everybody must be treated free in the country. Because a lot of people are not even going to the hospital because they don't have the money to go to the hospital.
My brother, have you ever been to Ikeja General Hospital?
No.
When you go there, you will weep. I'm telling you, you will see dead body lying down. The mortuary is filled up. Some of them have been there for 2 days, smelling. And you ask yourself, when you enter the hospital, it's a death trap for itself. I'm telling you, if you take a dog from Britain here to the Nigerian hospital, it will die the following day. Not a human being. Then you start asking yourself what is going on. And when you check at their record, there is a budget every year for the health.
That's the question
facility.
mark.
All the money is embezzled. Okay, there is nothing like accountability. Why? If I'm a minister of health, I've given you money. You're supposed to ask me for the accountability. Will you be able to ask me for the accountability? You can't ask me for accountability because you want not Jembe. You've eaten out of.
Oh, God.
And it lingers like that, throughout like that. And you will hearing them saying, oh, he's a billionaire. He has money. What type of money do you have?
A billionaire that doesn't have any industry. Back in the days, we know those are real billionaires that have, something that they started with, whether they were selling Gilontani or they were doing something, and that brought them out into the limelight to be. But right now, we just see somebody, under 24 hours, he becomes a billionaire. Nobody wants to know where the money is coming from. And then, he donates the money in any of the religious gathering, and it's just about that.
You will see some videos, you see some boys spreading the money as if it's paper. You start asking yourself, what is going on?
But my question to you before I let you go is, how can we, because like you said, we must continue to put that action. I'm going to bring you in Sunday Obadare just in a minute. How do we solve this problem? Because we've been talking too much. We've been typing too much. When it comes to, I've said it so many times, I don't have PhD. We have so many people with PhD. How do we get this right?
It's not about PhD, my brother. Let me tell you something. When you look at this country, the infrastructure
That's
in this
it.
country...
Way forward. That's what we want to talk about now, Oladeji.
Yeah. They follow the blueprint.
You see, light is gone.
Oh,
light is no light. They'll put on the gen. Just keep talking. That's just part of Nigeria.
When you look at the blueprint of United Kingdom, they still maintain their culture. Nigerians have a blueprint from the beginning, from 60s, from 80s. We still have those things. When you go into the system, they will show you all those blueprints in Nigeria. They will show you all the roads, how the infrastructure is being laid down. But we are not following it. The only way that country can be restructured is that you see all those old people, let them go and sit down. You see, we guys in diaspora, I was thinking of something. We guys in diaspora should stand up and say,
because we are sending in billions of dollars, multiply from all over the world.
Let me tell you something. Sending millions of dollars does not solve the problem. Because they get the money, they embezzle the money. Let me tell you something. If you have a brother or sister telling you, send me money home, he doesn't care. All he thinks of, let me enjoy myself. Buy the latest colors, buy the latest Ashwebi, and that is it.
And oppress the next door neighbor.
Nigerians are not thinking about the future of their children. What to be the outcome of their children the next 20 years. They don't care. It is what they want to. Listen, every Saturday, come to Nigeria, you will see how they are doing parties. You'll be very shocked.
To be honest
and the
with
way they are
you,
even giving people fridge, they will give you free fridge,
for
and you'll be very shocked. And you'll be asking yourself that, so these people are very rich. What is going on? My brother, we need to, the next thing we can do, if we can have somebody like Rawlings, you know what they did to them in Ghana? Take all of them. Don't kill them. Oh. Take them to the desert, like Libya. Let them go and walk. Let us clear the air. I'm telling you, it's going to happen very soon. It's happening. Mugabe is no more there. It's going to happen. I'm telling you, somebody will stand
somebody
up.
else.
One of us. Sorry?
I said, let's give somebody else, the chance to come in as well. Dr. Koika, it's been
very
nice talking
much
to you. And
Thank
I'm
you, my
sure
brothers.
we will engage more by the time I'm back in London as well. Thank you very much. As you can see, the light is gone. We're now running on the generator. Hopefully, we will get there. Okay, let's bring somebody else in. It looks like, let's bring Sunday or Badare. If you want to join, just send a request and we'll try to bring you in. Thank you very much, our own Dr. Eze, Dr. Dayo Lomo is working very well as well, with empowerment. We must empower a lot of the youth, no matter how little you have, no matter how small you have. Please, 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 just do something in your local community, wherever, you are from, whether you are from the east, from the north, I don't care. Just do something there, Even you as a diaspora now should start thinking of putting our own primary health care apart from the public one. It is important that we put our own primary health care system for all your own people. If you're thinking you are just sending money home to one person, I can tell you it's not more than enough. Like preparing that system where at least, in one community, everybody can go there and have the benefit, of, let's bring, Dr. Eze, the advocate for humanity, to join us as well. We thought we are going to bring this, down to 10 o'clock, but it looks like, we're still going to have maybe another few more minutes before we actually, bring this live straight. That's the way I feel. In the last 48 hours, I've never felt down the way I am feeling now. Since I've been in the country, I feel like, nothing is done with the level of poverty that is out there, for people that are working in the extreme hot weather. They are actually suffering, and it's just as simple as that. Thank you very much for joining me on this very special, Facebook. Let's first say a big kudos to Facebook, because 20 years ago, we couldn't have done this. And this is why we need leaders that can take things further. Baderu, I still want you to join me if you can. Maybe if you can get to a good Wi-Fi so that I can get you on as soon as Prince Eze. I'll let you talk, Prince Eze, please.
Oh, I just want to thank you for all the wonderful work you've been doing. Olayomi Koiki, you have been a star. Thank you for all the feats you're bringing from Nigeria, reminding us of what is actually happening on the ground.
Yeah.
The key and the whole message is about humanity, because that is the root. And I want to applaud you. I want to applaud the Hen Foundation. I want to applaud all those who have really risen to the occasion.
Thank you very much.
All those that have come to the realization that we can no longer depend on United Nations. We can no longer wait for international community. We can no longer depend on religious leaders of this world. We can no longer hope on the politicians, and we can no longer hope on the mainstream media of this world, because they are the agents responsible for the decay we see in our world today. Now, the time has come for the citizens of the world, as far as I know, the citizens of the world that are the most important resource and resources of our world, the human capital, the only resources going on out there. I'm glad that people are waking up to the fact that we need to rescue humanity, because when we rescue humanity, then our world will begin to feel safe. Now, I've kept saying this thing, and I want people to have this message right here, right now. The truth is that we were all confused. We were led to be confused about what humanity is. Some of us believe that humanity means part of animal kingdom. And you know, once you have that belief that human beings are part of animals, you will automatically think and act like an animal. This is what has driven this madness you are seeing. Now, we want to free humanity because when you hear 7-point-something billion people, it simply means 7-point-something creativity. Now, we have formulated agendas and built institutions and structures that have actually hampered the real creativity and ingenuity
of human beings.
Yes. Because we built all these things based on fear, we built it based on this mistrust, we built it based on the fact that we are thinking that we are animals. We're supposed to be killing others and we're supposed to be destroying communities for our survival. This is why I have come on air to make it a point of duty to always remind people that we are being driven by liars and then being followed by stupid people. Okay? Lies we are sold to the world, wrong concepts, ideologies, and theories, and stupid people who were lazy just bought into it without asking simple questions and asking, what does this mean in actual fact? Today, as I speak, we are talking about artificial intelligence. Nobody has sat back to say, what would this actually mean when our shops are taken over by
computers,
by robots, replacing shelves? Right now, as we speak, we know that machines are now collecting our money and giving us change and giving us receipt. That means human beings are going to forever destroy themselves by making themselves redundant. Okay? Now we are talking about having cars that will drive themselves. That means rendering drivers useless. Now we will somehow get to a stage where we will implode because all these machines, all these robots, what people haven't thought about is that they are not going to be turned into customers that will come and bring their money and spend. By then you would have ruined humanity because those you have made redundant will not have any money to come and spend because this is capitalism gone wild. Okay, I've made it clear, anything given to man and anything man made which is stretched beyond its limit will become hazardous to human beings. Human beings need to start thinking. Even water, as good as water is to living things, if you drink too much of it, it will kill you.
Yeah, definitely.
The same applies to capitalism. The same applies to science. We must wake up and rescue ourselves. United Nations are confused people in there. The international community are confused. They don't even know what humanity is about. Your political and religious leaders have no clue what humanity means. And I can tell you, the mainstream media of this world are equally as confused, and they are permeating the evils that you're seeing in the world. So don't go hoping that your salvation will come from them. We need to all rise now. Each should bring out what and harness that which is in them, because we are all creativity, and we need to begin to harness that. Of course, you're part of what we are. Go on.
Yeah, I want you to also touch on the Libya, because this picture coming out from Libya is just nothing, to write home about. I want you to complete what you were saying, but I want you to touch on Libya as well, please.
Thank you very much. You see what is happening. I'm not surprised with what is happening in Libya. Neither am I surprised with what is happening in Nigeria, what is happening in Cameroon. Because human beings have been sold the ideology that they are animals. Somebody went and removed Gaddafi there because they believe that you need to subdue the place, destroy the place, in order to benefit from the place. Somebody went, okay? Now, when I tell you that, look, we are being guided by lies and followed by stupid people, it is serious. You see, when you plant the idea that human beings are animals, they will automatically behave like one, okay? Because we haven't captured what it means to be human. We haven't understood who we are. Now, slavery was actually driven underground, okay? We are treating issues on leaves and branches level. We are not getting to the root of the problem. That is why we think we cured slavery. We haven't, because human beings haven't really understood what it is to be human. Okay, so I am not surprised, and this is why, of course, you are part of the movement that we want to now constitute, to begin to look at how to mobilize humanity. We believe in mobilizing humanity, mass mobilization. We don't do revolution. We do mass mobilization because the 7-point-something billion people you are seeing in this world represents 7-point-something creativity. We're now looking to attack all those things that have hampered humanity and begin to free it ourselves. We can no longer wait on all these agents of destruction. We have been sold lies and we have bought into lies. This is the time to say no more and focus on humanity. So, my dear good brother, what is happening in Libya? Okay, honestly speaking, I am not surprised, because you see, as you think, as a man thinketh, so they act. Okay, our thoughts are wrong. Human beings, you see, do you know what it means for a human being to put a gun on another person and put bullets into it? Okay, do you know what that means? It tells you that this person putting this gun hasn't actually realized who they are themselves. So they couldn't make sense of the person they are putting gun into. Okay, because if you don't, when you're confused, you act confused. It's as simple as that. So we have it in our hands now to begin to rescue ourselves and rescue the deluded few who are propelling the agenda of hate, agenda of wickedness upon themselves. Because when you destroy another, you've actually destroyed the self without knowing.
Wow.
Because we are creativity. We are not animals.
Wow.
You get what I mean? So the job starts with you and me. And we can move this agenda forward and begin to correct the ills of our world. And I've told you before, Africa generally is under lock and key. And I mean it. I'm not joking. When I say it, I mean it. I mean every inch of the word I say. And I want to be challenged on them.
Wow.
Africa is undergoing what I call indirect colonization, whereby, as far as I know, we have two oppressors, and one is invisible. So what you see in Africa are not actually leaders or presidents. You're seeing administrators administering on behalf of someone else. That is why they don't give a damn about their citizens. What are Nigerian citizens doing in droves in Libya? It's because
poverty
or leadership.
Yeah.
Yes, because of poor leadership, nothing else. What are they doing there? We have everything it takes to make that country fly. But because you have administrators administering on behalf of someone else, and they have no clue. See, the biggest value, the biggest resource, the biggest, as far as I know, the biggest gift of any nation is the human capital. Because if you need good roads, it's going to be good civil engineers that will build it. If you need good school, it is human beings, your human resources that will. Even the oil you talk about, without the quality individuals required, you're not going to have what you need from this oil. So when you now destroy your most important and your most valuable commodity, the human capital, then you've destroyed yourself in the process. We are almost mad people. We haven't realized. We are crazy. And I'm serious.
Thank you very much, the Humanity for Advocate, Dr. Ihenacho. It's always good to have you online, and I'm sure we will have more conversation, later on as well. Thank you very much, all the way from United Kingdom, London itself. It's nice to see you here, and thank you very much.
You're most welcome, and I'm looking forward to having you back. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now, let's bring one more person. Baderu. We'll try and see if we can bring Baderu back. To have his opinion. We're having trouble. Just about a few minutes, and we will now call the show. The end of it. Let's see if we can. Baderu, if you want to send another signal. I've seen a lot of message. I've seen one from all the way from Canada as well. My very elderly brother there. I'm struggling to read the message. I know I will have to disagree with you. I think on the artificial intelligence, because the ways forward we need that. But if we don't even have the electricity to make things work, electricity, as you can see, we lost electricity, and now I'm running on the generator, and that will run till 6:30 in the morning, and that goes like that for every day, Monday to Sunday. so that alone could give you psychological, effect, for just running, the noise of the generator, but the most important thing is, wherever you are living outside the country or inside the country, let's start thinking of having, a kind of healthcare system. If the government is not going to do it, we can do it. I'm not saying myself, you have the skills, you have the expertise, set up, even if it's just one room, build a one room, employ people there, put the right medicine there, and let people in your community, have access to it. By sending them money alone might not solve the problem of this poverty. Health is the most important thing that a lot of people are going through, tough time. So while I'm still waiting, if Badiru is still online, send me a request to come back on to join me, and hopefully, we will be able to have you there. Okay, looks like I've got somebody else. Let's see if Popola might be able to join. Well, I'm still waiting for the signal from Badiru, all the way from Scotland. Once again, my name is Olayomi Koiki. Just trying to do my own little bit, as small as it could be, to showcase, the best, the good, and the ugly of the country. We've seen, a lot of improvement. We got to also, note that as well. There's a lot of improvement, but yet, we expect more, at this 2017 where we are now. And this is the thing that, everybody must talk about, rather than just sitting down. I've been to the farm, we should start planting of cassava, and empower people in that axis, come next year as well. But you do something as well, empower those around you, not just your own immediate family alone. If you're thinking of just my own immediate family, what would then happen is, those that will have been, they want to take care of your own immediate family at emergency, at a point of time, won't be able to do that, because what you've actually done is you've actually taken care of your own immediate family, apart from, those within your area. We can do something different. We don't have to be rich. You don't have to have a lot of money. But the most important thing is continue to do what you are doing. We've seen, thousands of diaspora, mostly from UK that I know. We've also seen those that are outside the, UK as well. Dayo Loan Foundation, Mother Reverend Esther Ajayi Foundation as well. We know of, disability. There's so much that people are doing. But let's start putting our own infrastructure. If the government is not going to give us those infrastructure that we're talking about, it is high time that we put those infrastructure down. You could put an infrastructure in Shagamu, you could put one in Imo State, you could put one in Calabar, and that way at least, you can say to friends and family, yes, I remember there was a diaspora that set up something in Imo State. Just go there, you at least, blood check alone, or BP, or what do you want to call it? Just to check your blood pressure, you will realize that it's a lot of money. To check your weight, to know whether you are overweight. I see a lot of pot belly men, moving around, and they think is a normal thing. These are things that we take for granted, because you can go to any chemist and they will have it there. You check your weight, you're out in less than a minute. To check your weight in the country, you have to pay for it. Nothing comes free. If you're still thinking that things are free, nothing comes free in the country. Everything you have to pay for it. Everything you must pay, and not until we, myself, you watching me, those that will be watching as well, until we put in. Maybe we might not be able to fix the road, but in your own area where you probably have your own house, fix the road. Don't wait for the government. If you have the money, put the borehole there. Let people enjoy those little things, But like I said, we can only, do our own little bit by showing you, what we can show you. But you, as a individual, as Nigerians living outside the country, we know our ears are glued, especially to the news information coming out of the country. But we must continue as well, to do something, along that line as well. I'm still waiting for Badiru. I'm not getting through. It looks like maybe Badiru is gone underground and I cannot get through to him. Thank you for everyone that have joined so far. I'll wait for another few minutes, and hopefully if I don't get through to him, then that will have to be some other time. I'm happy that a lot of you will do something after watching this video. It's not just about watching alone. We want you to engage with as many NGOs as possible. If people are saying donate to them, at least you don't want to come home, but some people want to come and help people that are going through all these kind of difficulties. So donate £1, $1, 1 cent, 1 lira. It will make a big, massive difference. You don't have to say, well, it's got nothing to do with me. Yes, we know the responsibility of every one of us, as 180 million is the responsibility of the federal government of the country. They are going through their own difficulties as well. But the most important thing is, if we are sending, I know Christmas is coming, and I already have at least about 5 people that will be coming home. And when they come home and meet me, I want to at least make sure they engage with the real people on ground, because not everybody engage with the real people. You come in, you probably stay in Lekki, Banana Island, and all these massive Aja, big estate and all that. But maybe sometime, just say to your driver, just take me to Oshodi, take me to Yanokwaja, take me somewhere different, and let me just see, what this guy is actually saying while he was, I was watching his video, and then you will see, maybe your thoughts, your feelings might change as well. Once again, it's good to be with every one of you, and we hope, we'll be back again. We should be in, Shagamu very soon. We will keep you posted as well. We're also going to be in Abeokuta very soon as well. We're still trying to do as many things while we are still in the country, trying to, have a lot of meetings, see what we can do as well, work with the people that are living there, and then also bring back the feedback to those of you that have been following us. Hashtag Olayomi Koiki Lagos. You'll be able to see all the videos we've done, and also Nigeria Diaspora. Continue to support in your own little ways, and may the Almighty Lord, the Creator, will make Nigeria great again. I believe that. I have that passion that Nigeria will be great. You must have the same passion. Yes, it's going through a rough time now, but it won't be the end of it. One day, we will all slip back and say, there's no more generator, and we will not say, up NEPA. Once again, it's good night, and we'll be back again very soon again. Odaro, all the way from Lagos.